The symbol hash is most commonly known as a number sign, hash, or pound sign. Other names include octothorpe and hashtag symbol. The symbol is used for a variety of purposes, including the designation of a number, an abbreviation for pounds avoirdupois in the food industry, a searchable metadata tag on social media platforms, and a button on telephone keypads. The symbol is defined in Unicode as U+0023 hash number sign. The symbol may be confused with the musical symbol called sharp. In both symbols, there are two pairs of parallel lines. The main difference is that the number sign has two horizontal strokes while the sharp sign has two slanted parallel lines which must rise from left to right, in order to avoid being obscured by the horizontal musical staff lines. Origin and names. It is often claimed that the symbol traces its origins to the symbol, an abbreviation of the Roman term libra pondo, which translates as pound weight. This abbreviation was printed with a dedicated ligature type with a horizontal line across, so that the lowercase letter L would not be mistaken for the numeral 1. Ultimately, the symbol was reduced for clarity as an overlay of two horizontal strokes equals across two forward/like strokes. The symbol is described as the number character in an 1853 treatise on bookkeeping. Examples of it being used to indicate pounds exist at least as far back as 1850, and its double meaning is described in a bookkeeping text from 1880. The symbol appears to be used primarily in handwritten material, while in the printing business, the numero symbol and barred pound are used for number and pounds, respectively. It appeared on the keyboard of the Remington Standard typewriter, but was not used on the keyboards used for typesetting. The instruction manual of the Blickenster from Model 5 appears to refer to the symbol as the number mark. Some early 20th century U.S. sources refer to it as the number sign, although this could also refer to the numero sign. A 1917 manual distinguishes between two uses of the sign, number, and pounds. The use of the phrase pound sign to refer to this symbol is found from 1932 in U.S. usage. Before this time, and still outside the U.S., the term pound sign was used to refer to the pound currency symbol or the pound weight symbol. An alternative theory is that this name arose from the fact that character encodings used the same code for both the number sign and the British pound sign, pound. Claims have included ISO 646 GB as well as the Baudot code in the late 19th century. The apparent use of the sign to mean pounds weight in 1850 appears to rule out both of these code sets as the origin, though that same reference admits that the earliest reference in print was a decade after Baudot code. Hash sign is found in South Africans' writings from the late 1960s, and from other non-North American sources in the 1970s. Usage in North America. Mainstream use in the United States is as follows. When it prefixes a number, it is read as number, as in a number 2 pencil. When the symbol follows a number, the symbol indicates weight in pounds. This traditional usage still finds handwritten use, and may be seen on some signs in markets and groceries. It is also commonly known as the pound sign. In Canada, the symbol is called both the number sign and the pound sign. The American company Hover have an option in the programming to denote Canadian English, which in turn instructs the system to say number sign to callers instead of pound sign. Usage in the United Kingdom and Ireland. In the United Kingdom and Ireland, it is generally called a hash. It is never used to denote pounds weight or pounds sterling. It is never called the pound sign, because that term is understood to mean the currency symbol pound for pound sterling or Irish pound. The use of hash as an abbreviation for number is often understood in Britain and Ireland, especially where there has been business or educational contact with American usage, but use in print is rare, and British typewriters had pound in place of the American hash. Where Americans might write Symphony No. 5, the British and Irish are more likely to write Symphony No. 5, or perhaps use the numero sign Symphony 5, to add to the confusion between pound and hash. In BS 4730, 0 by 23 represents pound, whereas in ASCII, it represents hash. It was thus common, when systems were incorrectly configured, for pound to be displayed as hash, and vice versa. Other names in English. The symbol has many other names in English. Comment sign, taken from its use in many shell scripts and some programming languages to start comments. Cross. In China, non-native English speakers often refer to the number sign as cross. It is said as jing in Chinese, as it looks like the Chinese character for water well. Hex. Common usage in Singapore and Malaysia, as spoken by many recorded telephone directory assistance menus. Please enter your phone number followed by the hex key. The term hex is discouraged in Singapore in favor of hash. In Singapore, a hash is also called hex in apartment addresses, where it precedes the floor number. Octothorpe, 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 octothorpe. Most scholars believe the word was invented by workers at the Bell Telephone Laboratories by 1968, who needed a word for the symbol on the telephone keypad. Don McPherson is said to have created the word by combining octo and the last name of Jim Thorpe, an Olympic medalist. Howard Eby and Lauren Asplund claimed to have invented the word as a joke in 1964, combining octo with the syllable thorpe, which, because of the th diphthong, was hard to pronounce in different languages. The Merriam-Webster New Book of Word Histories, 1991, has a long article that is consistent with Doug Kerr's essay, which says octothorpe was the original spelling, and that the word arose in the 1960s among telephone engineers as a joke. Other hypotheses for the origin of the word include the last name of James Oglethorpe, or using the Old English word for village, thorpe, because the symbol looks like a village surrounded by 8 fields. The word was popularized within and outside Bell Labs. The first appearance of octothorpe in a U.S. patent is in a 1973 filing. This patent also refers to the 6-pointed asterisk used on telephone buttons as a sextile, sharp resemblance to the glyph used in music notation U+266F. So called in the name of the Microsoft programming languages C#, J#, and F#. However, Microsoft says it's not the hash symbol as most people believe. It's actually supposed to be the musical sharp symbol. However, because the sharp symbol is not present on the standard keyboard, it's easier to type the hash symbol. The name of the language is, of course, pronounced C#. Quote, according to the ECMA 334 C# language specification, section 6, acronyms and abbreviations. The name of the language is written C# followed by the number sign hash and pronounced C#. Space, used in proofreading to denote that a space should be inserted. This can mean a line space, a hair space, a word space, or letter space. M and N spaces are denoted by a square-shaped M or N quad character. Square, occasionally used in the UK, especially during the Prestel era, when the symbol was a page address delimiter. The International Telecommunications Union specification ITU-TE 161 3.2.2 states, the hash is to be known as a square, or the most commonly used equivalent term in other languages. Others: crosshatch, fence, mesh, flash, grid, pigpen, tic-tac-toe, scratch, gate, hack, oof, rake, crunch, punch, mark, sink, corridor, capital 3, and waffle. In computing, in many scripting languages and data file formats, especially ones that originated on Unix, the hash introduces a comment that goes to the end of the line. The combination hash at the start of an executable file is a shebang or hashbang, used to tell the operating system which program to use to run the script. This combination was chosen so it would be a comment in the scripting languages. Hash is the symbol of the Crunchbang Linux distribution. In the Perl programming language, hash is used as a modifier to array syntax to return the index number of the last element in the array, e.g., at array's last element is at $array. The number of elements in an array is $array plus 1, since Perl arrays default to using zero-based indices. If the array has not been defined, the return is also undefined. If the array is defined but has not had any elements assigned to it, e.g., at array equals, then $array returns -1. See the section on array functions in the Perl language structure article. In the C preprocessor, hash is used to start a preprocessor directive. Inside macros it is used for various purposes, including the double $sign hash used for token concatenation. In Unix shells, hash is placed by convention at the end of a command prompt to denote that the user is working as root. Hash is used in a URL of a web page or other resource to introduce a fragment identifier, which defines a position within that resource. For example, in the URL http:// Wikipedia.org wiki #sign hashtag. In computing, the portion after the hash is the fragment identifier, in this case denoting that the display should be moved to show the tag marked by an LT span equals in _computing and GT and LT span and GT in the HTML Internet Relay Chat on servers. Hash precedes the name of every channel that is available across an entire IRC network. In blogs, hash is sometimes used to denote a permalink for the particular weblog entry. In lightweight markup languages, such as Wikitext, hash is often used to introduce numbered list items. In OCaml, hash is the operator used to call a method. In Common Lisp, hash is a dispatching read macro character used to extend the S expression syntax with shortcuts and support for various data types. In Scheme, hash is the prefix for certain syntax with special meaning. In standard ML, hash, when prefixed to a field name, becomes a projection function. Also, hash prefix is a string literal to turn it into a character literal. In Mathematica syntax, hash, when used as a variable, becomes a pure function. In LaTeX, hash, when prefixing a number, references and arguments for a user-defined command. For instance, new command code text number 1. In Javadoc, hash is used with the @c tag to introduce a separator field, constructor, or method member from its containing class. In some dialects of assembly language, hash is used to denote immediate mode addressing, e.g., LDA number 10, which means load the accumulator with the value 10. In MOS 6502 assembly language, in HTML, CSS, SVG, and other computing applications, hash is used to identify color specified in hexadecimal format, e.g., #FAR00. This usage comes from X11 color specifications, which inherited it from some obscure languages that used hash to prefix hexadecimal constants. In bmusic script, every command line starts with hash. Lines starting with characters other than hash are treated as comments. Other uses. The use of the hash symbol in a hashtag is a phenomenon conceived by Chris Messina and popularized by social media network Twitter, as a way to direct conversations and topics amongst users. This has led to an increasingly common tendency to refer to the symbol itself as hashtag, but this is technically incorrect. Press releases. The notation hash denotes that there is no further copy to come. Chess notation. Hash after a move denotes checkmate, being easier to type than the traditional Scrabble. Putting a number sign after a word indicates that the word is found in the British word lists but not the North American lists. Prescription drug delimiter. In some countries, such as Norway or Poland, hash is used as a delimiter between different drugs on medical prescriptions. Copywriting and editing. Technical writers often use 3 hash signs as a marker in text where more content will be added or there are errors to be corrected. Mining. In underground mining, the hash sign is sometimes used as a shorthand for seam or shaft. An example would be a 4 hash, which would mean for shaft or for seam, depending on the context. Medical shorthand. Hash is often used to indicate a bone fracture. For example, #NOF is often used for fractured neck of femur. In linguistic phonology, hash denotes a word boundary. For instance, D_hash means that D becomes when it is the last segment in a word. In linguistic syntax, hash before an example sentence denotes that the sentence is semantically ill-formed, though grammatically well-formed. For instance, #the toothbrush is pregnant is a grammatical sentence, but the meaning is odd. In teletext and DVB subtitles in the UK, the hash symbol is used to mark text that is either sung by a character or heard in background music, e.g. hash for he's a jolly good fellow hash. American Sign Language transcription into English uses the hash prefixing an all-caps word to identify a lexicalized fingerspelled sign, having some sort of blends or letter drops. All-caps words without the prefix are used for standard English words that are fingerspelled in their entirety. Unicode. In Unicode, several hash characters are assigned U+0023 hash number sign. Other attested names in Unicode are pound sign, hash, crosshatch, octothorpe, U+FF03 FULLWIDTH number sign, U+F5F small number sign, U+E0023 tag number sign. In other languages or scripts, U+0600 Arabic number sign, U+OBFA Tamil number sign, U+11OBDKAITHI number sign. Related characters, the sharp sign in musical notation, U+266 F# music sharp sign, U+1D12 a musical symbol double sharp, U+1D130 musical symbol sharp up, U+1D131 musical symbol sharp down, U+1D132 musical symbol quarter tone sharp. In mathematics, the equal and parallel to sign, U+22D5 equal and parallel to. On keyboards. On the standard US keyboard layout, the hash symbol is Shift+3. On standard UK and some other European keyboards, the same keystrokes produce the pound currency symbol, and hash is moved to a separate key above the right shift. On UK Mac keyboards, hash is generated by Opt+3, whereas on other European Mac keyboards, the hash can be found above the right shift key.